I hate being a homeowner. There, I said it. I said it, and I meant it, and I hate it so much that we're moving out of our house and into an apartment.
Funny ass offer for my house. So I'm selling my house. I'm tired of being a homeowner.
Everything is expensive. Inflation is through the roof. We can't get jobs to save our lives. This country is a shit show. This election is a fucking joke. The dating scene, atrocious.
I don't mean to sound all crazy, but like, this is life. Like, this is it. I don't understand what it's for. What is this?
Bro, I'm so tired of working, bro. I'm so tired of working, bro. I don't care about these bills, bro. I don't care about this freaking car, bro. I don't care about this freaking car insurance, bro. I don't care about these kids. Bro, I don't care about my hair.
Welcome back. Today I got another great video about females who can't be able to afford their mortgages, going homeless, you know, all of that. But before we start, don't forget to press the subscribe button, and yeah, let's go.
I love being a homeowner until it's time to do, like, I call it the manly stuff, like the snow, the lawn, go take out the trash. Like, as a single female, I feel like I should have been a little bit smarter and maybe got a condo or something where all this is included in the HOA, or I don't have to take the trash can out that far. Yes, I know that I can just go call someone and have them do it, but I don't want to go in my pocket and have to pay for it. I don't know, maybe I need a condo or a man.
A single female. But when I say females, it's a problem. Here's your own fellow female saying who she is and what she is, so don't be surprised. I don't understand the logic behind her thought process. Do you not think about these things? Or did you not think about these things before you chose to invest in buying a home? Who did you think was gonna do half of those jobs? Who did you think was gonna help maintain the household other than you? What that tells me is females, and I saw this in the comments, make emotional choices and rather want to prove they can do something even though they can't.
Buying a house is like one of the worst investments you can make, and I'm here to tell you why. Let's say you buy an average house, $400,000, 3% down, and your interest rate is 4.5. You will not guess how much this will cost you. Over the life of this loan, you will be paying $319,000 in interest. You're literally almost paying double for the house, right? Because the house is $400,000, and come on now. That brings the whole total to $827,000. So almost $1 million for a $400,000 house.
What happened to females, black females at that, being advanced, being ahead of black men when it comes to buying homes? Now we're having conversations how it's the worst investment, that black females wanted to push down other black men's throat, how they are more achieved and established to make these type of decisions. Now that it's kicking all of you in the butt, you want to revert back to being a feminine woman who can't do it. No, you can do it. Remember your independent career babe, corporate babe.
I bought a house, ridiculous, invested a ton of money into a house in California. It doesn't fit. This is not where I'm supposed to be. That's awesome. That's fucking, the house is on the market. It's up for sale. I moved here 2 weeks ago. That's just insane. But my soul is like, ba-da-da! Right? It's just like you needed to go into this home theme. And the only way that we were gonna get you into this home theme is to really mess you up.
Guys, look, if you don't naturally love DIYs, being handy, living an unsoft life, like, home ownership really might not be for you. And I'm not saying don't invest in real estate, please do. But if you don't like taking out your garbage outside in the cold and then making sure garbage cans are at the curb for pickup, and mowing grass and shoveling snow and putting out salt when it's time for some type of storm, and painting chips on your wall and replacing faucets and dealing with water damage and repairing a roof and all of the things. Baby, you might be better off in an apartment. Some say a condo, I say apartment. Because in my mind, even a condo, baby, if you have something wrong with your sink, who's in charge of it? You are. And instead of getting your nails done, you're worrying about finding those replacement parts and finding someone reputable to come into your home and fix that for you. And look, I think girls can do everything that they want to do. This girl, this woman, doesn't want to be bothered with that stuff, and I think that that's okay. Like, can we normalize successful women not wanting to bear the burden of home ownership?
It was always normal for a woman to not have that type of burden on her before females like you came and wanted to say, I'm a successful independent female. The burden was never on the woman. It was mostly on the man. But because females wanted to be the man, now you can't deal with what comes with being a man. And I don't understand how all of these females are buying homes and don't think about the maintenance that comes in the house. And I'm not talking about cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the living room and the bedroom and decorating the place. I'm talking about maintenance, like the roof, as she said, either plumbing, something breaking. So did all these females just buy homes and think that these things were magically just gonna be fixed? Magically just gonna be done? A lot of these females are affluent failures. Even in their success, they don't want what they done.
I was 29 years old when I first purchased my house in LA County in California. And man, I tell you, owning a home is literally a scam. And in America is that you never actually own your house. You never actually own your house. I'm telling you, because on top of everything, you have to pay like over $10,000 a year just on property taxes. And when you don't, guess who's going to be at your door? Mr. Uncle Sam himself. And these are types of things that I was never aware about because, I mean, I was young when I first bought my house, so I didn't know better. But there's just so much added up. The maintenance, I tell you, that is a lot of work to do. So if you're buying a house, it's not just like paying off your house. There's other expenses involved. Having a tenant doesn't guarantee that your mortgage is always going to be paid, because imagine your tenant loses their job. Who's going to pay their rent? The mortgage, I mean. It's going to be you. It's going to come out of your freaking pocket. And you can't always rely on other people to pay your mortgage for you. At least in the state of California. I don't know anywhere else, like correct me if I'm wrong, but in California, the tenants have rights and the burden of responsibility falls on the homeowner. So there's that. Also, fire department just showed up at my house yesterday and they were like, hey, it's going to be fire season. You have to cut off all your trees, do all your yard work. And I'm like, dude, is the state going to pay for that? Because I have to find someone and pay thousands of dollars for this now. And it's like, it never ends. There's always money after money after money. And if shit screws up, the burden of responsibility falls on you as the homeowner. So there's that. I mean, I would buy a house if there's multi-income, if you're going to be a multi-income household and you guys, all the people involved have stable jobs, then yes.
Yesterday was my 3-year anniversary of becoming a home borrower. I borrowed this house from the bank 3 years ago, and I hate it. And some people are asking me why do you hate it? Because I can't afford it. I can't afford this house. When I borrowed the house, I could afford it. And the bank insured that.
Buy a house, they said. It'll be rewarding, they said. It'll be fun, even. Homeownership is so fun. Yeah, until it's 9:30 in the morning and it's already 85 degrees outside. And there's sweat stinging in your eyes because it's so hot and you try to mow the lawn.
I do not understand the point of owning a home. Not only do you have to pay an outrageous amount of money for a down payment on the house, but everything that breaks is then your responsibility to fix it. I don't have to bring my trash cans to the end of the street on trash night. All of my neighbors are super close, so I could just walk from apartment to apartment and meet friends easier. Anything that comes up, literally anything, I walk across the street to my leasing office, bang on their door and say, hey, I need this fixed. Now, I don't have to pay anybody for it. You're telling me if I have a house, I have to call somebody in special to come and fix something, and then I have to pay them extra money to do it? I don't really think I'm interested in that. I don't want to mow my lawn, and I don't want to shovel snow in the winter.
One of the most unexpected, worst parts of becoming a homeowner is the realization that people like plumbers, electricians, appliance maintenance people, landscapers, they will all have you in a chokehold, whether you like it or not. You are at their mercy. They don't even need to be nice to you in order for them to get your business. It is harder to get a call back from a landscaper than it is a man. You are at the mercy of their pricing, their scheduling, their availability, all of that stuff, and you just gotta take it.
Home ownership ain't shit. I just recently bought my first house by myself at 25. I just moved in the house and things have gone to shit. For starters, I nearly flooded my garage. The water heater is not heating. The whole front yard is fucked up. My refrigerator ain't refrigerating. And I still haven't bought in furniture. I'm sleeping on an air mattress right now. And I broke out in tears, not because I'm sad, but because out of frustration, because I knew these things were coming. I just didn't think they were gonna come this quickly. And I didn't think they were gonna fucking topple each other like they did. Don't get me wrong, I do not regret being a homeowner and buying my house. It's just, it's rough out here. It's a lot, and I'm doing it by myself, and I'm trying the best I can. I'm taking one day at a time, but some days it's just bad.
Buy a house, they said. It would be fun, they said. Came upstairs to run a bath for my son. This is the water. So I said, oh, let me check the water in the sink. Colored water in the sink, colored water in the other sink. I said, oh, let me go to the master bathroom, check that there. More dirty water, more dirty water. This is the kitchen, more dirty water. The water is also dirty in the downstairs bathroom. 3 bathrooms and the sink, dirty water. Also, it's 6:43. So.
Mama.
Yes.
Oh, Papa.
Sure, because you can't take a bath. You got whatever you want.
My question is, why don't you just pay a man to do it? It doesn't make sense how these females choose to buy these homes, yet you can't afford a man to do the maintenance in your own home. You can't afford the man, firstly because you're single and you don't have enough money to pay a man to do it. Once again, what was the thought process behind all of this? And this is why I say a lot of these females, they're quick to buy homes, houses that they can't afford just to prove to black men they don't need them. But to come running back to TikTok, Instagram, and speak about how terrible the experience is when it comes to owning a home without a man.
How come every time I come home there ain't never no dick here? This is stupid ass house. The fuck?
I hate being a homeowner. There, I said it, and I meant it, and I hate it so much that we're moving out of our house and into an apartment. But not just any apartment, into a loft in the city with 10-foot ceilings, exposed brick, floor-to-ceiling windows, because I need this move for my mental health. So I decided that this was going to be the year that I focus on myself and I just free myself of all the things that were stressing me, that I didn't like, that just made me unhappy. And then I took a look around me and I realized that one of the main things that were stressing me out was trying to renovate this damn house. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore. I saw a girl on here and her response said that rent is the maximum that I will pay and the mortgage is the bare minimum that I will pay. I've never heard anything more true, and that's exactly why I'm moving. Every time I turn around, there's another expense. There's something to pay for. Something's broke, something needs to be fixed or replaced. I don't want to deal with that. And I personally make enough money where I could live in a nice place Well, I don't have to be in a house in the suburbs renovating a 1970s fixer-upper on a budget. Like, I choose not to. So, we're moving.
What happened to females being boss, B-I-T-C-H? Being boss babes, boss baddies, that can afford anything at every given moment. What happened to that energy? When it actually came to boss up like a man, the energy left. To be honest, the energy wasn't there to begin with. Let's start there. All this talk, all that I can be my own man, I can do it all by myself, all that masculine energy wasn't really there. Just trying to be something you can't be, trying to do something you can't do. What happened to breaking generational curses? What happened to breaking generational curses? As all I'm seeing is you females are going backwards, not forward. But for a minute you were saying you're going forward and breaking generational curses and creating wealth, but you can't even be able to afford a home, renovate the home that you chose to invest in. Or just so you don't have to do it with a black man. Don't have to submit to a black man. Don't want to ask and admit that you need a black man's help. All for that. And where did it get you females? Clearly nowhere.
While I was at the gym, I just got this funny ass offer for my house. So I'm selling my house. I'm tired of being a homeowner by myself. This is my third house I've ever owned, second house that I've owned by myself. And I'm just tired. It's a lot of responsibility being a homeowner by yourself, being a woman, being a homeowner by yourself. And I just need a break. So maybe eventually I'll go back to being a homeowner. I probably will after a year, maybe two, probably a year. But I just need a break for right now.
Why can't you black females just admit that you need a black man? That you can't do it by yourself. That you're struggling to do it by yourself. That this whole narrative of struggle love doesn't change because you're still struggling by yourself. You're still making bad choices by yourself. You're still in predicaments that you don't want to be in by yourself. You're still depressed by yourself. All these problems are happening all by yourself. With no black man's assistance, with no black man's guidance, with no black man being the head of the household, and yet you still find yourself here. My point I'm making is black females only have themselves to blame for all of their problems.
In about a month, I'm moving from the home that I own in Washington, D.C., and I'm moving back into an apartment. And I feel like in this economy, this home, like purchasing economy, like it probably is confusing for a lot of people on why somebody that is a homeowner would leave the home that they own to go rent an apartment, especially with rent prices being crazy. But honestly, it's the best decision for me and my daughter, and I'm gonna go through the reasons, but honestly, I feel like the list is endless. Okay, number one, I am a single woman, a single mother, and I feel like living in a house, you have a little less security than you do when you live in a large apartment building that has like secured entry, a doorman, maybe even like security personnel on staff, cameras everywhere. And I feel very vulnerable in my home at times. And look, I have a security system, shout out ADT, not sponsored, but go ahead and do it if you'd like. I have Ring cameras, but I just feel like it's not the same as having the extra level of security that you have living in a large building. So for instance, I do go on dates and I date people, and I feel like you can Google someone and figure out their address pretty quickly, especially when you're a homeowner. There's just like databases where that information is publicly available. And so if someone got really weird after a date, like, what are you gonna do? Is somebody gonna be waiting for me outside my house? Well, I don't know. And I've had really weird situations where I felt uncomfortable. And I drive up to my house and be like, okay, I hope that guy's not here. He's been really weird in text today. He's sounding weird. Hope he's not outside, because if he is, like, what am I going to do? So that's one. And these are kind of the things that you think about when you're a single woman that I feel like other people don't have to think about. But that is something I think about, and I think about it enough that I'm just over it. On, like, to that point, we're going to stay on that point for now, and maybe this will be like a few videos, but like, even when someone delivers something to your house, people are weird, and once they know who lives there, like, there's nothing you can do about it. You're just there, you're just on your own, and someone has your address.
Last time I recall, black females asked for this. Black females are thriving in the dating scene. Black females were advising each other, the more you date, the more options you have. Especially as single moms, you need to experience as many men as you can to find the right stepdaddy. Black females always advised each other, the more men you date, the more men you see, the better. How is it now you feel unsafe? How is it now you don't want to date that many men? How is it now it's become a problem? When women were telling black females that it's not actually the wisest thing to do as a female to date multiple men, but females listen to other females who suggested to be able to be prosperous in the dating scene, to be able to find the right guy for you, you need to have more than one person you're dating. Although now that she's in a home by herself, it isn't really the wisest thing to do. She's starting to see that for herself. She's starting to see the actual female that she is, who isn't strong, vulnerable, can never take on a man, and if anything, the man actually has more advantage over her, and not just one but multiple. As when you meet men, you do make yourself vulnerable, and if you're not careful enough, it could go left. Although females don't care about that because they're too concerned proving everybody else wrong, instead of admitting that everyone is right except for you, and that the choices that you made in life, even when it came to investing in a home, isn't the best move for black females to do today who are single. Yes, there are multiple homes and families, husbands that are going through the same struggles when it comes to finances, but it's not the same when you're single. It's just not. Let's talk about that, how it's never the same. And this is why they're making these videos, because they want to make it known it is not the same. The struggle isn't the same when you're single, black female. You can't compare it to a married household.
Can I vent to y'all just real quick? I'm tired of being a homeowner. I am tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of people telling me owning a home is the best investment you could ever have. I do believe that to be true. That don't change the fact that I'm tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of the problems that it come with. I'm tired of all the responsibility, hanging on my shoulders. I miss renting. I feel like I had more freedom with renting. Now, I know when you rent, you're paying month to month, and all that money is going down the drain. It's not going towards nothing. It's not investing in nothing. I know that. And I don't care. I thought about it so much. Selling my house and going back to live with my mother. Because why not? I don't have kids. I don't have a man. I don't have any drama that I would bring my mama. And I can pay all her bills. Mind you, my mama still live in the projects and income-based housing. She doesn't pay rent anyway. We'll be over there living like kings and queens. Jesus Christ. I feel like the only thing that I would miss owning my home or, moving back with my mom or just whatever is the privacy. I do not like people all the time. I do not like noise, But when you move in with somebody or any sort of living adjustment, then you have to understand what that comes with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just tired. Not saying that I will go live back with my mama. Not saying that I will go back renting. Not saying that I'll get a roommate. All those things is an option. I'm just tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of the issues that arise
and I look left and I look right, and the responsibility is still on you. Like, there's just no help. I'm so tired. Owning a home, I don't give a damn. Owning a home is not what it used to be. I used to take pride in owning a home. I want to sell my home bad. Let it be somebody else's problem. And I like my house. Like, when I bought it in 2020, it was newly renovated. I bought it during COVID, and I paid pennies for it. And my mortgage is cheap, and I know I shouldn't complain, honey, but I'm still gonna complain because it's mine, and I gotta pay for it, and I'm gonna do whatever it is I want to do.
So, in the other video about the same subject, a lot of people under the comments were speaking on how everyone is going through this struggle. Living crisis is going up, all mortgages are going up, everyone is having a hard time owning a home. Now, I don't dispute any of that, although this isn't the same. If we listened carefully to what this female said, she says it's hard because all of the responsibility goes back to you, the single female, with no help. Now, do you think if she had a man, she would be talking like this? She would be sitting here talking about how she wants to move back to her mum's house in the projects? Do you really think this conversation would actually exist? Yes, we can all talk about the finances and the mortgages going up, but there wouldn't be a conversation about how being single and having no help is also a problem to deal with. Now, married couples don't have to deal with that emotional burden, that mental burden, or that physical burden, as there's two of them helping each other, contributing what they can, where they can, to deal with whatever predicament that comes with owning a house, investing in a house. Single black females don't have that option, and a lot of people want to act dumb and act as if that doesn't make a major difference.
Is it just me, or is there nothing to live for? I feel like we are all tired. Like, maybe it's just me, but I am exhausted. Everything is expensive. Inflation is through the roof. We can't get jobs to save our lives. This country is a shit show. This election is a fucking joke. The dating scene, atrocious. There is literally nothing to live for these days. And I'm not trying to be dramatic, but there's genuinely nothing to live for. So any goals that you had for yourself, whether it be career, family, marriage, travel, which you can't afford anyways, all of that is null and void. And I feel like we're also in a really weird period where the future doesn't look any better. Like, it doesn't seem like this is something we can ride out or vote against or do with that. Like, it just seems like everything's just going to shit and there's nothing really we can do about it. Like, when I talk to all of my friends and family, I've asked all of them, do you plan on voting? And everyone's answer is no, because no one cares anymore. We have our own lives to worry about, myself included. If you know me, you know I'm the biggest advocate for voting, not only presidentially, but locally. I can't even find the time to focus on what local things are going on in my community because I can't afford to take that time to figure it out. And it's crazy because, in all honesty, I've spent more time researching how to get the hell out of this country than I have researching an election or anything else for that matter. And the free time that I do get, I just spend with my friends and family getting drunk and having a good time because that's the bare minimum of actual life that I can live. I genuinely feel like this is what it feels like when you know you're about to like go to war and everything is going to become very depressing and very bad, so you just decide to have fun and throw it all away now while you have the chance to. Is that just me, or does anybody else feel like that's what's happening? Like, I don't feel like this doesn't feel real.
Nothing feels real to these females. It never did. If it really did, they wouldn't be here making the same bad choices that they make. It's not that the whole world is against you. It's not that the whole world is crumbling and turning into utter crap. I mean, yes, the world isn't that great. Yeah, we know there's a lot of political issues, a lot of issues happening. Although there's also issues happening with these females and their minds and how they choose to live. And how that contributes to the black community. What happened to building wealth? I thought black females were building wealth for the next generations.
I don't mean to sound all crazy, but like, this is life. Like, this is it. What is this? What is this life I'm living? What is this right now? Like, we live and we die, and we live and we die, and we evolve and we get better for what? What are we evolving for?
Honestly, this female is in her own crisis. In 2024, you don't even need to be in your mid-30s anymore, your mid-40s, to be having a midlife crisis. All these females are having a crisis of their own.
It better be the Space Olympics. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what it's for. What is this? I swear.
Now, I don't know if it's just me, but every single person I know in my life right now is going through it. Every single person that I know on a personal level is going through some shit that is making them look around and like, what the fuck is going on? What the is going on? I'm talking about my mom, my dad, my brother, my 5 best friends. All of us are experiencing something in life right now that we're looking around like, what the is going on? I mean, look at me. I done spent an hour crying in my best friend's arms talking about, I don't know what the is wrong with me, but I'm fucking crying. I'm not okay. I mean, if you look at me, I got a place to lay my head. Ignore it because I'm moving in right now, so a lot is going on. Like, I have a beautiful place to live. I got food to eat, plenty of it, clearly. I got makeup right there. I got a bathroom to fucking piss and shit in. I have everything that I could possibly want. But just like a lot of y'all, and just like the people that I know in my life, we are all dealing with something that we do not understand. We don't know how get through it. But one thing that my friend told me while I was crying in her arms was understanding the act of grace. Now, I don't talk a lot about grace because I don't give it to a lot of people, and I don't give it to myself quite often. Quite frankly, the minute somebody pisses me off or do me wrong, you're done. But I also understand that the cycle of life, the way that life is set up, we have to give ourselves grace. I struggle with things internally that I have to deal with. It's not my confidence because I love myself. But the main that be talking about boundaries, I struggle with putting up boundaries. The that talk about a slow burn relationship, I struggle with doing that. The main that talk about finances, I struggle with that because I have a struggle with impulse control. But I got ADHD, I can't help.
A lot of these females love to hear themselves talk, and she's one of them. To be quite frank, yes, people are going through things. Such is life. That is just life. But with a lot of these females, the reason why you're crying in your best friend's arm and the rest of you are miserable is the choices that you've made in life. You want to give us a tour of your house, and meanwhile you can't even recognize, because you didn't recognize what value to actually prioritize, the values in life that can actually fulfill you later in life. None of these females chose that. You know what they chose? Let me have a nice big house. Let me have this. Let me have that. Let me have these nails. Let me have this weave. Let me have this swag. Let me have money. And here you are, just like the rest of these females, living in a crisis of your own.
I'm selling my home after being a homeowner for only 1 year, and here's why. Saying I'm a homeowner is a lot better than actually being a homeowner. There's a lot of work that goes into maintaining a home that I'm just not willing to do, to be honest. Also, I prefer living in an apartment because of the amenities. You have parking garages, you have security, you have a pool, you have trash pickup. And then I'm a mom, so as far as safety goes, like, I could live on the second floor, the third floor, fourth floor, and I wouldn't have to worry about someone like getting into my home. Like, I just feel like it's a lot more safer. I've always felt a lot safer. When something goes wrong in your house, you are responsible for fixing said problem. When you live in an apartment or when you have a landlord, they have to handle maintenance. You can pick up the phone, hello maintenance, help me. When you have your own home, you can have a warranty, but there's oftentimes a deductible associated with that warranty. It's a headache. It's a true headache. My neighbors and my community suck. Like Like, I have a few good neighbors, but I have a few not so great neighbors, and it's just, I don't know, I just feel like it's not worth it to settle and live around people that I don't want to live around forever. I don't know if I have ADHD or ADD, or I don't know, but like also too, I'm not the type of person that wants to like sit in one place forever. Like, I love movement. Like, I don't want to be in one place forever. So, and I have commitment problems. I can't commit to one place. Like, that's just not for me.
So one thing that's very consistent with these black females that are buying homes is none of you are organized. None of you plan, none of you research, none of you actually look into what it means to be homeowners. You're just quick to buy, to prove what? To prove to society, to prove to black men, to prove to white men, white women that you're that baddie, you're that boss babe, you're that chick. And now you can't even deal with your own decisions that you've made, the choices that you make. And a lot of these females are big women. They're not young. You would expect for them to be wise. The wiser, the older they get, the wiser they should be. No, not with females though. You don't get that. They're still stuck in a very young mindset, don't want to grow up. My point overall is, I don't feel any sympathy for these females. You know why? Because none of you learn from your mistakes. None of you want to listen. And you just do as you want to do. And expect people to help you clean up your mess. You expect people to sympathize for you. You expect people to listen to your sob stories and feel something. When all you're going to do is do it all again in another case, in another scenario. They've just done and made the same bad choices that they've made in their love life, but in something more financially burdened, which is buying a home.
So long story short, another huge thing is your mortgage changes. Like, obviously I factored this in before I purchased my home, but now it's getting to the point that my mortgage is going up because of taxes, but it's like how your rent goes up and you don't see any changes, right? My mortgage is going up and I'm not seeing any changes. I'm over it. So long story short, being a homeowner is, people have always told me like, oh, buy a home and just rent it out. And the reason I'm not renting my home out is because for me, I just feel like that would be an even bigger hassle, because if something goes wrong, I have to fix it immediately. If they tear up my entire home, I have to fix that. And I get that there's insurances and there's all these caveats, but again, that's extra stress that I truly do not need right now. So long story short, I wanted to be a homeowner before I became a mom. I became a mom at 31, wanted to own a home. You know, around that time I did. I was a homeowner by 30. 31 now. I'll be 32 in a few months, and I just want to be done with this. I don't want to be a homeowner anymore ever again. Like, I'm not interested in it.
One thing about adulthood that I am so over is all the made up timelines and deadlines. Get married by 25, have a baby by 30, buy a house by 35, blah, 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 blah. It's the way you enter adulthood, and all of a sudden people want you to govern your life according to what everyone else is doing or what everyone else has done. And let me tell you something, you will not find peace in this life until you let go of that pressure. And more specifically, you have to learn to not be bothered by the backlash and the talking that comes with living life on your terms. It is perfectly okay to do things according to your own timeline. Everyone's timeline does not have to look the same. And a lot of the deadlines people give you are made up. In life, really, there is no deadline because you can literally do most things whenever you want to do them. People act like if you don't do something by a certain time, your opportunity to have that thing is completely gone. If I don't get married in my 20s, that doesn't mean I can't get married in my 30s. If I don't buy a house in my 30s, that doesn't mean I can't buy a house in my 40s. And some people might say, oh, but what about being a parent, being a mother? Like, having a biological child is not the only way someone can be a mother. Just because I'm not a parent in my 20s or 30s doesn't mean I can't be a parent in my 40s. Like, and you know who really irks me? The people who apply pressure to their peers. Round of applause for the people who are pushing for a deadline that they haven't even personally achieved. They'll be the ones talking about, oh, but aren't you worried that you don't own a house and you're not married and you don't have kids? Like, where is your house and your kids?
So this is what a lot of females like to say. And I just see it as another way of them making themselves feel better for not achieving anything fulfilling in life, achieving the traditional family that they wanted and don't have. Clearly, yes, anyone can have a child, anyone can get married and have a family at 30, 31. So what? But what are the chances of you in your 30s? You have to really look at things logically, okay? You're average looking, you live an average life, you're an average person doing everyday average things. Just because you're going down to these expensive restaurants, expensive places, doesn't mean you're anything. You're still average. What are the chances of you in your 30s, 35, 40, 45, finding a husband, getting married, buying a home, having a family, biologically? And a lot of these females try to take away the beauty of having a child biologically. Yes, you can adopt, but not everyone wants that. Not everyone is willing to do that. And they always try to push another option, when in reality, a lot of women and a lot of females want to have their own family that actually looks like them, talks like them, a mini version of themselves. These things, females, the chances are not high. The older you get, the more relationships you're in, the chances slim. That's just the truth. A lot of you females have to face that reality instead of lying to yourself. Yes, it can happen, but what are the chances is my question, because it's not high. And if you think it is, and once again, you're lying to yourself and everybody else. I'm your hostess, Remnant Princess, and these are my last thoughts. I like to do these type of videos and change it around. And when it comes to females buying homes, I think what it shows is how indecisive they are, how they're always making terrible decisions that's not just centered around their relationships. So there's always a consistency with what they do and how it turns out to always make them either depressed, stressed, financially in a bad position. It never actually adds to their life. No matter how much they want to promote it, the decisions that they make actually takes away their value. And this is what a lot of black men be talking about. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Bye.